welcome to this week's media news with me, Gareth O'Connor. Last week, well, it was all about the Cannes Lions last week, wasn't it? Here is the URL that you should go and check out. All the winners, of course, are now on there. You can see who won Grand Prix, who won Titanium, but a lot of phenomenal work on there. So definitely worth going to take a look. This week's event is all about Social Media Day, which is run by Mashable. This is held obviously in the US. But they're going to have a lot of seminars and talks that are going to be shown online, so of course you can go on there and watch this. Everything can be followed across Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest and Meetup, but there's bound to be some good things in discussion in there. A sign of the times, yes indeed, ebooks sales have surpassed hardback sales for the first time in the US of A. Ebooks are certainly something in NZ that not too many people are using, but in the likes of Europe, particularly the UK and America, quite prolific. And again, even looking at the sales, ebook sales actually aren't that far behind paperback sales, which is quite something. So they're only about 10 million off. So no doubt they'll surpass them next year. Microsoft has got into the tablet market and they've just launched a tablet called Surface, and it will be running Windows 8. Here's what it looks like, very nice. And the cover, which comes in multiple colors, is also a fully functioning keyboard, which is very cool. So let's see how sales of that go. In other Microsoft news, they've just changed the conversion funnel, the consumer journey. The typical funnel looks like this: awareness, many brands, broad targeting, consideration, and then of course purchase. That's the journey consumers go through. They've changed it. And this is how they see it now: pre-trigger, trigger, pre-shopping, in-store, and usage. So pre-trigger is when you see something or hear something from a peer that makes you think, I wonder if I'm using the right shampoo, or do I have the right telephone? You will then sit on this for a while, think it over, mull it over, weeks could pass, and then you'll have another trigger. Again, it could be a piece of advertising, or it could be something you've heard from a friend or a peer. That will then entice you to start pre-shopping. This is where you will start your evaluation phase, and you'll start to go through all the brands, go online, find out information. And bearing in mind, online, about 60 to 80% of people will research products online before they buy them. Very important channel. From there, you will then move into in-store, where you'll finally make your purchase, and then of course you go through to usage, where you then may well be a person who pre-triggers someone. Facebook loves the Olympics. Yes, indeed. Facebook have just launched a site called Exploring London Olympics. Basically, it has links to, it's like a one-stop shop. It has links to all things Olympics, so links to teams, athletes, events, sports, news, updates, results, when they come. But really, the social network, of course, they're trying to increasingly trying to position itself as a forum for news, and of course, access to celebs, very much like Twitter. But they are now trying to put themselves in a position where they are giving people newsworthy and great editorial around events. Facebook, of course, also urges creatives to build new worlds around ancient insights. So it can. Last week, Facebook did a talk, and they were speaking about how, the pre-internet days, information traveled only as fast as people could carry it. Speaks for itself, right? So it was very easy to build trust because it was one-to-one communication or one-to-a-few communication. Now, though, of course, you can find out pretty much everything about a person or a brand or a product before you meet them or even engage with them. It's all there on the internet, right? What this means, then, of course, for brands and for people is that building relationships has now come to the front and center again. So, Paul Adams, who is Group Head of Design at Facebook, he spoke about the power of Facebook, but also he spoke about how the amazing opportunity to create content, understand social behavior, understand what content is for and who it's for, and see it spread and watch people share it and move it. Speaks for itself, right? It's a wonderful platform for creating connections with people and seeing how the things you say and the content you push out works. Sharing is a means to an end. People share things because they're trying to build relationships, or manage their identity, or help other people, as it's always been. Our motivations for social interaction are the same online as they are offline. You have to look at people's existing social network behavior and support it. What he's referring to here really is how some brands will try and change the way people are interacting. It's not going to happen, of course, because go through the years, people interact and engage with one another in exactly the same ways. It's just the platform that they do this has changed. Make social interaction a fundamental part of the creative brief. Yes, indeed, there should always be a social element to everything you do. Base one's creative ideas on real insight about social interaction. Think of Facebook, of course they would speak about Facebook, as a new type of creative canvas that isn't just a depository for print and TV ads, which is fair is how most people do it, and focus on designing brands' news feeds first before jumping into app development. Again, it makes an awful lot of sense. Interesting stat for you, following on from this. In the US, fewer than 5% of brands have Facebook pages that attract repeat visits after receiving the initial like. That's pretty poor. 1 in 20 users who like a brand return to the page a second time within 30 days. Again, very poor. It's also been found from this research in the US that traffic driven to an official website from Facebook is modest. What does this mean? Well, the researchers said the fact that a second visit to a brand page is needed to create impact suggests that Facebook's social impressions in a fan's news feeds have little impact beyond their role in encouraging a return visit to the fan page. The interfaces I draw from this is that every Facebook brand newsfeed update should offer a reason for a fan to go back to their brand page, and the page itself should encourage stickiness. Again, it makes sense, right? You need to entice people to keep coming back. What you say, the content you push, has to be good. You have to be telling a good story. Another Facebook news, Reach Generator has arrived. This will certainly help. It's something I've spoken about before. Reach Generator basically allows you to reach more of your fans, about 75% on a regular basis, which in turn allows you to increase engagement. You also receive monthly reports, but you have to spend a certain level of money with Facebook for them to allow you to use this. But why is this good? Obviously, you've seen from the slides I've said that a lot of people, to get interaction on Facebook is very difficult. When you normally post something in your newsfeed, it normally reaches about 16% of your fans. A jump from 16% to 75% is massive, which certainly will allow you to drive deeper engagement, better results, and better connection with your audience if you use Reach Generator. Again, you have to spend a sizable chunk of change to do it, but there you go. LinkedIn are going through some changes. Yes, indeed. Last October, they announced that you'd be able to post updates to specific target groups on company pages. Well, now, for the business-minded social network, it's added the ability to target marketers on specific groups of followers. So you can target by company size, you can target by status, you can target by seniority, job title, geography, company size, industry, and employee tenure. So if you are going after business people, these are, and you really should be using LinkedIn if you are, these are wonderful targeting opportunities. Coca-Cola, yes, they have some new rules of marketing. Joe Tripodi, who is their CMO, shared his views at Cannes. Engage a broader universe of stakeholders. Conversations with the few fuel conversations with the many. Yes, makes sense. It's the same thing as creating stunts and filming them. They're enjoyed by a few, but can be enjoyed then by many. If we engage the market with strong content, wired network individuals will now participate in our story. He also said the importance around creating authentic content, developing innovative partnerships, because a good partnership can really engage the marketplace. So if you find the right partnership, make sure it's a good one. Stay relevant, vitally important, because losing relevance is one of the worst things that can happen to a brand. The other is delivering shared value. Nowadays, you need to do more than to deliver your message. You need to give people additional value and reason to engage with you, reason to share what is your story. When you do our job well as a company, create some interesting content. Our network customers will spread the message for us. Yes, indeed. I'm surprised it took so long. Yes, Nike has become the first advertiser to have their campaign banned in the UK. Here's why. My resolution to start the year as a champion and finish as a champion. Make it count. Wayne Rooney said that. No, he didn't. But someone at Nike told him to write that. And, well, actually, someone at Nike probably wrote it also. It was banned for the reason that they're using their brand ambassadors to push marketing messages without making clear it's an ad. They pretty much use all of the England football players and all of their Nike football players who are playing at Euro Championships to do this post. But of course, you're not allowed to do that on Twitter. What could happen?
When you wait forever for the cable guy, you get bored. When you get bored, you start staring out windows. When you start staring out windows, you see things you shouldn't see. When you see things you shouldn't see, you need to vanish. When you need to vanish, you fake your own death. When you fake your own death, you dye your eyebrows. And when you dye your eyebrows, you attend your own funeral as a guy named Phil Shifley. Don't attend your own funeral as a guy named Phil Shifley. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Fantastic ad from DirecTV there. They made a series of these which just won gold at Cannes for film. Here's another one for you.
When you have cable and your picture freezes, you get irritable. When you get irritable, your work suffers. When your work suffers, the wrong man is convicted. When the wrong man is convicted, he has time to think. When he has time to think, he thinks about you a lot. And when he thinks about you a lot, your house explodes. Don't have your house explode. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Really great pieces of content and thoroughly engaging. Here's another
When you
one for
have
you.
cable and can't record all your shows, you feel unhappy. When you feel unhappy, you go to happy hour. When you go to happy hour, you're up for anything. When you're up for anything, you head to a Turkish bathhouse. When you head to a Turkish bathhouse, you meet Charlie Sheen. And when you meet Charlie Sheen, you reenact scenes from Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Don't reenact scenes from Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Very nice, and I can see why it won gold. You may remember a couple of minutes ago I said the importance of always thinking of a social element of any brief. Well, you may well remember there, the first guy, Phil Shipley, you attended his own funeral. They've now launched a Facebook campaign with Phil Shipley. And basically they've launched a competition where you need to find Phil Shipley. And of course, if you find Phil Shipley, you win great prizes. But it's a wonderful way of taking what was created for a TV and online content, pulling it into the social space. It's a great extension of the campaign and really, really smartly executed. I wouldn't have thought they would be the first people.
The world is turning faster. Each day, we've more to do, to manage, to check, to control, to remember, to connect to achieve. Actually, all we need is one thing: more time. That's why Ford decided to win us a little time back with Ford key-free technology. No key, no stress, no loss of time. So we decided to show how useful Ford's key-free technology is in everyday life. Introducing Ford Key-Free Login, the first technology that automatically locks and unlocks your web accounts, so you don't have to waste time typing passwords anymore. I mean, who even remembers all the different passwords? Ford Key-Free Login is the easiest, fastest, and safest technology to log in and log out. Just go to Ford's website, download and install the Key-Free Login software. It recognizes all the Bluetooth devices nearby. Select your smartphone, type your username and password for each account one last time. And that's it. Your smartphone is now the access key to every one of your accounts. Place your smartphone near your computer to unlock your accounts. Move it out of the room, and they'll automatically log off. Thanks to Ford key-free technology, there's no need to worry about keys and passwords ever again.
Great, right? I certainly wouldn't have thought Ford would be the people who came up with this, but what a wonderful way to engage a millennial target group. When you think, certainly in America where that first launched, that is huge for a millennial target group to have that sort of thing, and a great way to engage with them and to give them something of value. Lastly, 6 trends from Cannes. 6 things, I guess, that are kind of falling into the advertising and marketing space. Post-digital. The world between offline and online has become blurred, pretty much really where things in the real world have been brought to life and made more tangible by the online world. Kind of good example of this, I guess, is Google refresh stuff, where they buy the world of Coke, the old TVC, and created it into an online campaign, where pretty much you can give anyone in the world of Coke via an online channel. But a lot more of this now, obviously, everything offline and online is becoming pretty much one. And of course, it's the same thing, with things that are happening in the offline world are being pushed and expanded in the online world and vice versa. Creative technology. Great ideas powered by innovative technology. I guess one of the great examples of this really is, Ford technology is probably a good one there. But again, also the Mercedes ad that I showed a while ago, where it made the car disappear using television screens to obviously show that the car had low emissions. This is kind of a big push now going forward. The power of a stunt. This is massive, and I've shown you a few examples of this, be it the Carlsberg bikers in the cinema, or the stunt that was done in a square to prove that the TV company did drama. It's again that sort of thing where stunts can be enjoyed by a few, but if you film them, they can be enjoyed by millions. And it is a wonderful way for a brand to drive preference, likability, and talkability, and of course shareability. So it's something that I think you're going to see more advertisers doing, particularly if you can get it right. It's gold. Real-time and reactive. Real-time advertising embraced back through the second screen. Coca-Cola at the Super Bowl is probably the perfect example of this. where they had a second screen where you can engage with the second screen, and then the TV ad would be dependent on what people were engaging with in the second screen. And it linked both TV in real time to what would happen in the second screen. Again, you're going to see a lot more of this sort of thing happening. Program, not campaign. Again, I think it's safe to say we can say goodbye to one-shot logic, and we should. And we should say hello to campaigns that evolve and come back for season 2 and 3. I guess one of the best examples of this is Small Business Saturday. American Express have done now. Will be going to its 3rd year. Started off as a small idea. It's now been passed through Congress, through the Senate as an actual day to support small businesses. And of course, that will be coming back year on year again. And then product innovation and design. Very big thing, but when the product becomes a campaign, the campaign becomes a product. The Nike Fuel Band, which I would say you should look into, and the one titanium at Cannes last week. This is a perfect example of when the product became the campaign became the product. But it's a wonderful product, innovative product, great design, great functionality. But these are the 6 trends that kind of came out of Cannes last week, and that is it from me for this week. See ya.